Capricorn, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it, Capricorn. Happy day, happy Taurus season. We've officially moved in to Taurus season, that is. It's actually a welcome blessing because it has been really emotional lately. We've had that heightened water element, this cluster of planets that's in Pisces. Saturn and Venus are in that cluster, which is forcing us to deal with the hardship. It's forcing us to deal with the challenge. I'm not laughing at anyone's misfortune. I'm laughing because it's been so effing crazy. Like, in a way, like it probably shouldn't, but it has been, right? And I feel like a lot of this is just coming from people not managing their shit, so to speak, people really not handling their business. Yes, there is a lot getting provoked. There's a lot being stirred up in the collective, but at the same time, we have a lot of support and things working in our favor, i.e. moving into Taurus season, which gives us more of this earth element, soaking up some of that water, soaking up some of that emotion, that tension, that frustration that we're dealing with on the day-to-day. And so much of this is about being mindful. It's taking a slower pace. It's not trying to get things done super quickly or find the next best thing immediately, because those choices don't always work out for us. Or it's not saying that it's not going to, but we really have to do our vetting, right? We really have to do our vetting. We also have a lot of past people, past karmas popping up that are forcing us to learn the lessons, So there's just a lot. But that's why I like to start off with an energy cleansing, just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out any blocks, obstacles you might be coming into. It's a great time to set your own intention as well, especially if you've come into this reading with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you're just looking for more of a rebalancing of self, mind, body, soul, I do energy healing, as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're feeling strong, grounded in self, we're better able to understand what things actually vibe with us, what feels right, what is going to serve us long term, and what does not, right? It leads us, it manifests our happiness and fulfillment, which we all deserve. So with that in mind, Capricorn, if you would like to connect, I would be honored to help, love, support in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm, cleanse it and release it, from our being, so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. All right, Capricorn, lots of craziness, but like I said, there is support. There's support when we are patient, unfortunately. Mars has been really weirdly aspected lately, and so it's kind of forced us to hurry up and wait, to kind of like make sure that we have things up and running, make sure that we have things in momentum, but being very loose with our expectations, meaning knowing that it's not necessarily like the answer is not going to come in like that. Like, we need to, again, be patient. We need to take our time. And part of that, sorry, but your overarching energy is the peacock, so vanity, pride. But part of that is so that we're not making choices out of our vanity, out of our ego, right? It's because honestly, that's going to get us into way messier of situations that we're already dealing with. It's already messy right now. Everyone has something that is going on and it feels heavy, right? There's a lot of just sadness, depression, trying to move through some of the harder things. What I do like right now is that as we've moved into Taurus, the fire element has also enlivened. So I'm looking at this as like that fire, getting that fire underneath our butt to get moving, right? To actually be proactive, to not just sit and wallow in the misery. But there is something that, I don't know, like that you're having a really hard time around. I don't know, I feel like this is something that you left behind because maybe there was a little bit of judgment, being too judgmental around something, specifically people, situations that are different than you, where there's diversity, maybe things that you didn't expect to kind of run into have reared their beautiful faces, right? Okay, so the pine cone and vanity set, very interesting. So this is a lot about using your intuition for your advantage, right? Like sometimes it's really difficult because we can intuit a situation, a person, we can pick up on things that might feel off or whatever. But we want to make sure that we're not making those decisions solely out of our pride, right? Or like, well, I see you're doing this, so I'm going to say no. You know, it's almost like an ego trip is what I'm hearing. And there might have been a decision that you've made from that space that's kind of coming back to bite you in the butt is what I'm hearing. I think that you haven't fully received clarity yet, even though your intuition keeps telling you, your intuition keeps pointing you in the right direction. Or I feel like, you know, you're either like running into someone or something all the time, or the situation keeps resurfacing in various ways, whether you're running into them or you see their friends, or, you know, there's this element of like spirits constantly putting this in your face so you can address it, not to be rude, not to be harsh. This is just how the energy is coming out today, Capricorn, and I do mean it with love. Please don't hate me. Well, here's the thing. It's an unfolding of self, right? Like we all have our ego. The sun has been really tensely aspected lately, which is in relation to our ego. And it doesn't want to make the changes. It doesn't feel comfortable with it, right? It kind of wants to just sit in whatever it thinks and feels and wants that to be right. But from this space, what it's showing is it's forced you to kind of do some shadow work. It's forced you to look at whatever decision you made, has forced you to kind of see those parts of yourself where maybe ego does take over, and in a way that it's not working out for your best interest, right? I'm not here to shame. You know, I believe that we all need a healthy sense of pride and belief in ourselves, but it can be detrimental when we're operating from that space out of judgment, shame, you know, pointing the finger, blame, etc. And it looks like you're kind of watching something or someone rise again is what I'm hearing. There's like a little bit of a rebirth energy around you, and it's really stressing you out. I feel like you did make some judgments, and now you're kind of not wallowing in your misery. I don't necessarily get that, but you are afraid. You are afraid of how this is going to play out for you moving forward. And it almost looks like you're wanting a second chance with something, or someone, right? Like blue moons only come out, you know, once in a blue moon. They only come so often, right? And they are really magical, but at the same time, well, I'm hearing like a lot of this is about how you're communicating, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. I'm seeing, Capricorn, that you haven't even really gotten clear on that. There is fear around this. There's fear around exposing some truth that maybe you saw, but you didn't really want to acknowledge. And it's not like you did something horribly wrong per se, but I feel like it looks like you're going through another cycle where some choices, decisions that you've made, again, are kind of like biting you in the butt. I feel like this is something that's kind of been around for a while, right? And this is either you've been through this multiple times, or this is like the second time you're seeing this thing play out, or maybe it's played out multiple times before, like I said. You're seeing it way more clearly though, however, but it's not enough quite yet to flip your perspective. You're still holding on to this need or this belief that you are right. And I don't necessarily see this as about being right or wrong. I feel like there were difference of perspective, difference of perspective, difference of opinion. Things just maybe, again, dealing with someone that maybe wasn't even the run of the mill, or something that, like, I don't know, they're carrying a lot of weight. This is someone who, like, really is struggling with community, with relationships, coming in as the Seven of Wands, feeling like they're doing everything all by themselves. Like, almost like they have to chase you. That's what their energy is telling me. Like, they have to chase you in order to get your attention. And whether you just, like, didn't want to deal with this person, or you put it on the back burner, I don't know if it was the right move, or, like, it looks like you're not seeing it that way anymore. Like, there's a reason that this keeps popping up. How we were talking about in the very beginning, popping up over and over and over again. This is someone who, like, struggled a lot through some things that were, very difficult. It looks like lots of opinions in this connection. You're not ready to make any moves, is what this says. You're not ready to make any moves. I feel like you're like, and this kind of has been your energy for a hot minute, Capricorn. Let me do this in the future. Right now, maybe I'm not as grounded as I want to be. Like, maybe you're not feeling as strong, secure in yourself this week, but you have some future plans and you have intention, right? Where maybe this person is feeling left out, or like you didn't give them the attention that they wanted. You're planning on giving it to them, but you just want to make sure that you're feeling good within yourself. There is going to be a little bit of a wake-up call. This is not a tower moment. It's a changing of your perception. Remember how, like, that value of you wanting to be right? I feel like when you do communicate with this person's situation, or you get a little bit more clarity around it, it is going to fill in the gaps. It's going to be like that aha moment where it's like, oh, now this all makes sense. I don't see that you're really ready for it quite yet, or you're not really expecting it, because your self-awareness is being blocked. Like, so you might still just be a little bit pigeonholed in your own stuff, right? Sometimes it's way easier just to be like, well, they did this and they did this and they did this. And we forget to say, well, what was I doing to kind of contribute to that? Again, not in a harsh way. I think self-awareness is good personally. I think it helps us navigate relationships a lot better. And for you specifically in this instance, it's like, it's fine if you don't have it, but it's going to be a little bit of a shell shock when this information comes in. Like I said, I do feel like it, quote, sets the record straight. But then you are also going to have to figure out how you want to move forward in this. And if the conversation or some of the words sting, then that's kind of where your ego could get in the way. We got another confirmation on awareness, connection, the way we connect with people, with situations. This is a huge lesson right now in the astrology, in the collective. We're not going to like everybody. People do crazy shit, right? This is what diversity is. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we refuse to find ways to work in harmony together. Maybe we're limiting our time. You know, obviously, if it's toxic, be wise. Don't invest in it. But what I'm getting at is, sometimes we have to work with someone or something that's going to get us to the next stepping stone. It might not be what we want, but it might be the best avenue moving forward. And it looks like Spirit is challenging you to reassess, reevaluate how you're making connections, who you're making connections with, and how that's actually faring for you, right? There's more than enough to go around. This is about being mindful about how you're creating, right? And the Green Man Emperor in the original or in the traditional tarot is that source of creation, right? It is being able to put plans into action to make things happen. And when we're constantly cutting off people, situations, potential help, potential support left and right, we're left with nothing. Or we're kind of left to like do things by ourselves. Or people just like don't want to engage because of the lack of self-awareness, right? And I feel like this is a lot of stuff that you are moving through, challenging through, recognizing how to work better with people, situations that might not be, you know, on the same wavelength or might not think the exact same things as you. Giving a little bit more openness, a little bit more allowing more connection, allowing more community in a different kind of way, and kind of putting the judgments on the sidelines, on the back burner. I know that's easier said than done. We all do it. We're humans, whatever. But I'm looking at this in terms of like your overall abundance. You obviously want something with this person, with this situation. And so in order to get there, it is going to require a little bit of humbling. Sorry, Capricorn. Sorry. I hope you enjoyed the reading though. I hope it helped. I hope it helped fill in the gaps. I hope you found messages that resonated here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way.